Hi friends, this is Tech Expert Neil and you are watching HowISolve.com. In today's video, we'll see how I managed to fix the loud fan noise that I was facing in my newly built AMD system. So basically I bought a new system, and this system I'm using the third generation processor, that is the AMD 7 processor. This CPU basically comes with a cooler, that is it's called Wraith Prism fan, and this fan is very good in cooling down the system. But I found that the default setting that the system BIOS ships with, I have also seen that other people are also facing this problem, that your fan starts spinning quite fast even if our CPU is not that engaged. Like suppose if I open the Chrome browser and start watching a YouTube video, then it starts spinning fast, and the sound that it generates is extremely annoying and distracting. So I found a way to minimize this sound without deteriorating on the performance of the CPU. There are several videos regarding this issue, and they suggest to reduce the CPU usage via Windows settings, that's the minimum CPU and the maximum CPU utilization. So that might work, but it ultimately what it does is it causes the CPU to throttle, and you will not get the full potential of your CPU. The method that I'm going to show is addressing the main problem, that is the rampant spinning of the fan when the CPU load is not that high. So how I managed to solve it is using the BIOS setting. I reconfigured the temperature threshold, that is when the fan gets activated. There are several temperature points, like suppose 60 degrees centigrade is the temperature of the CPU, then the fan should work at 60% of the full power. If the CPU reaches 80 degrees, then the fan should spin to its full potential. So I have modified these temperature settings, and in by doing that, what I have achieved is now I only get that annoying full speed sound when the CPU is really doing some intensive stuff, like when rendering the video. And you need not worry that by increasing the temperature threshold your CPU will overheat and get damaged. That will not be the case, because the AMD CPU are designed to work at high temperatures, so you need not need to worry about that. And so keep watching, I'll show you the BIOS configuration that I am using for this particular PC build, and I hope this resolves your problem too. So keep watching HowISolve.com. Okay friends, to achieve this, first we will restart the system. Sorry for the video quality, but because we'll be going into the BIOS, I cannot record it via screen recording application. So this is through an external video camera I'm recording it. So we'll first restart the system, and the next step will depend on what kind of BIOS that you have, the motherboard that you have installed. In my case, it is I can enter the BIOS setting by pressing the delete key. So depending upon your motherboard brand, you will have to check online which key is required to be pressed during loading to enter the BIOS setting. So after pressing multiple times during loading period, I have entered the BIOS setting. So this delete, I press the delete key multiple times for my MSI B460 motherboard. You can see here is the model name, B460 Tomahawk Max 2. So this screen also varies depending upon your motherboard brand name, but the main thing is we have to go into the fan settings. For going into the fan settings in this particular motherboard, we have to go in over here, hardware monitor. So this is the advanced mode, by the way. There are different modes, like this is the normal mode, and if you click on F7 or over here, then you can watch the advanced mode. So in advanced mode, this particular option will be visible, hardware monitor. Click on that, and the first screen that comes up is the smart fan mode. So you can see this is the basic fan speed regulation graph, and over on this side you can see it's mentioned the temperature, and over here you can see the fan RPM. The important thing to note is this is the main configuration, and you have to simply copy these settings. So we'll be going for 80 degrees centigrade for full 100% fan speed, and if the temperature reaches 67 degrees centigrade, then we want the fan speed to go to 60%, and at 20 degree it should be 20%, at 0 degree also 20%. So this is the configuration that I have been using, and this did not degrade my CPU or did not reduce the output of the CPU, and the fan noise reduced drastically. I don't think it accepts input via here. Tweak the settings via this graph. So for the topmost setting, that is the 80 degrees centigrade, you have to click on this point and now you can modify. So on the left side you can see the fan percentage is mentioned, like at present it's 100, so you can reduce that. We want to keep it at 100 only, so that is correct. But at the bottom you can see the temperature. So as mentioned, we have to keep this at 80 degrees centigrade. At present it is 81, so you just move slightly towards the left and now it's perfect. So now see, it's set perfectly. So you can now let go the mouse. Similarly, for the second point, click on that and drag it down to 60%. At present it's showing 61, so make it 60. And the bottom it should be 67 degrees centigrade. That is what is being shown at present, so that's fine. And for this third point, similarly, so this is how the graph will come out. And now you just have to save the settings. To do that, just click on this cancel button and then press on this cancel button over here, and it will ask you whether you want to save the settings. Since I have not made any changes, it will not show. It will say you have not made any change in the BIOS setting, but in your case it will ask you if you have made changes. To just press on the yes button and then the system will restart, and with that your problem of high fan speed should get resolved. I hope you liked this video. If yes, smack that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel HowISolve.com. Thanks for watching, friends. See you later. Bye.